I'm going to talk to you about why deaf children should be put into deaf schools rather than being put in public schools where they will most likely be put in special education classrooms. And this is relevant to your lives just because 90% of deaf children are born to hearing parents. So it's possible that you are put in this situation later on in life. So I just thought I'd educate you about this a little bit right now. One of the biggest arguments to why a child should still be put in public school is just because a child who is deaf is still going to have to learn how to communicate with people in the world. And this is the hearing world, they're going to have to learn how to do it anyways. But my answer to that is that it's more important for a child to learn basic communication skills. And that's something that they can do just from being around people who are like them, from being around people who communicate the same way that they do. And this, it promotes self-esteem because they're able to make friends, where if they are in public school, they're most likely going to be the only deaf child there. And so they just feel lonely, and it just doesn't really help with self-esteem. And then also, if a child is in school with mainly other hearing people, then it's more likely for them to be made fun of because people are just really harsh. It's the harsh reality of it, I guess. Just pulling off cochlear implants or hearing aids and just messing around with them by people just thinking it's funny, but really it's not funny to that child who is deaf. It's really mean. And so if they are around people who are more like them, then they won't really encounter this. And then also, just a child will experience better education for them if they go to a deaf school. If they are in public school, most likely they're going to be put in a special education classroom. And that's not something that they deserve, because there's this really famous quote that says, "A deaf person can do anything except hear." And that's by a former president of Gallaudet University, Gallaudet University is a university for the deaf. And just what that quote says, a person can do anything, whether they're deaf or not. The only difference is that they are deaf and can't hear. And so if they're put in a school for the deaf, then they have the right accommodations for them. They do learn a little bit differently than we do, just whenever it comes to words or meanings. For example, to a deaf child, you may say, "This is coffee," and then you would do the sign to teach them the sign that goes along with the word and like how to spell it and everything. So those are just a few things to think about. A deaf school would be better for a deaf child just because of the ways of communication and the education that is set up for them. So thank you for listening.